on the go with NASCAR Mobile, the official app of NASCAR. Puts race coverage and live in-car cameras right at your fingertips. You can even listen to drivers and teams discuss race strategy. Download for free at NASCAR.com/mobile. About 30 seconds before the start of round number 2.
So, Rick, we heard Greg Biffle say Brian Patty called him off of that second run. Why did he do it? It seems like it should be so simple. But what a unique set of circumstances. Right there at the end, we had Matt Kenseth, who was already above the cut line, thinking he needed to run faster. Jeff Gordon doing the same. They both simultaneously outrun the 16, moving him down the line. At the same time, Chris Buescher from below the cut line goes out and goes faster than Greg Biffle. So, while I agree, it was absolute a miscue. The 16 car had enough speed to be in the second round. You know, you don't want to misstep, but it's much easier to stay up here in the booth watching the whole track versus down up pit road as these crew chiefs with just the timing and scoring screen.
And they were 11th fastest in practice, so they were thinking if they could just get into this queue, they had a chance to advance and be in that, and to go for the pole. So they didn't want to run that extra time on the tires. They didn't want an extra lap. So that's why he called him in, because he thought he might have a shot at the pole. As it turned out, they didn't advance.
11 car of Denny Hamlin will make his way out onto the track. 4 wins at this racetrack. Denny Hamlin actually swept the races his rookie season. A lot of people thought, no way can a rookie come in here and have that much success, but Denny Hamlin did it.
It's interesting to me what Denny Hamlin's doing. He left pit road. He didn't leave fast. He left slow. He rolled off of 1 and 2, going slow, still going slow down the back straightaway, starting to build speed, but he did not want to run through 1 and 2 and heat his tires up 30 more laps on his tires than he absolutely had to. So he waited until the entrance of the tunnel turn to start building momentum to carry speed onto the front straightaway.
Quite a few are using that same strategy. The last car, I'm guessing, that is going to be able to do that is going through 1 and 2 now. But now, with Denny Hamlin coming out of turn 3 at speed, cars can't be going that slow through 1 and 2.
And remember, every car on the left side of the screen did advance, but now they're just currently in the order that they qualified in the last session. That doesn't mean anything. As you see these cars put up a lap time, they're going to move to the top of the board. You see their little green light next to the number. That tells you they're on the racetrack right now. But 10 minutes, we're a minute and a half in. We don't have a car even taking a time yet. This process at this very large racetrack takes a lot of time, so you have to be careful not to wait too long.
Steve, I actually just heard Dave Rogers, Carl Edwards' crew chief, come over the radio, and he was looking up at the sky, and he said, everyone is waiting because they have a lot of help coming. What help does he mean? He means this big, dark cloud that's about to come in front of the sun and shade this entire racetrack, and we know what that does for speed. So Carl Edwards' team, and a lot of teams out here looking at the sky right now for the cloud coming.
All crew chiefs turning their meteorologist really, really quickly in qualifying time. Any advantage you can get at this big of a racetrack can turn into huge time differences.
You have to be a meteorologist, because if you don't, Rick, your driver's going to blame you afterwards that you didn't see the cloud.
They're going to blame you anyway.
Oh.
But listen, Denny Hamlin, from his first session, picked up a half of a second.
Oh, yeah.
That's a huge pickup.
When we heard Greg Biffle, he said that there was some miscommunication. Then he said, well, I didn't run fast enough. That tells me that he had some more in the bank. And I think that's what we see. To pick up a half second, Jeff, you have to leave something on the table in your first run.
Tony Stewart, he picked up a half a second as well.
Austin Dillon, Jamie McMurray, Chris Buescher. That's his 4th run, by the way. Chris Buescher had to work very hard to get even into the second round.
What a good job by Chris Buescher and that team. A smaller team coming out and advancing. And they right there wheeled the 4th time on tires. They were only a 1/10 of a second off McMurray. So with a much bigger team, much more personnel, great job by Buescher and his team.
And as we look around, Rick, it seems like there's a little sunshine in turn 1, but where Kurt Busch is right here on the second half of the racetrack, dark and cloudy, very cool down through the tunnel corner. Now he's going through the flat, long, sweeping turn 3.
As a driver, you see that shade, you know you can push harder. You know you can drive a little deeper, get in the throttle just a little sooner. To make speed, you have to ask the car for it. You see that shade, and you ask a lot.
And Kurt Busch asked enough to get up to 3rd. Mark Truex Jr. also tracking in the green compared to Denny Hamlin. As is Kyle Larson and Joey Logano, all on the track right now. Mark Truex Jr. jumps up to the top of the chart. 50.441. Impressive lap. Kevin Harvick, 6th quickest. Kyle Larson still tracking in the green, just barely, now into the red.
Look how low the back of the car is. Look how far the left rear wheel is inside the wheel well. That car is on the ground. side skirts get sealed up, splitters sealed off to the ground.
Getting through 2, he lost quite a bit of speed. Now he's a 1/10 of a second off what Mark Truex Jr. had run. So Kyle Larson will be 2/10 of a second off, and he will end up 4th quickest in this run. Jimmy Johnson very slow on the track.
Yeah, he must have had an issue. He came out, he took the green, but then he abandoned the run. With only 5 minutes left, he's going to have to hustle it in, get it cooled down, and try to make a run. Let's see what happened. Down into the heavily banked turn 1, you see the race car. Big wiggle with the back of the race car. That's a major moment, and Jimmy Johnson says, you know, I know this isn't going to be good enough. I might as well abort and try to save some time to make another run.
Kyle Busch on track. He goes 7th quickest in his run. Everyone trying to get into the top 12.
Still a lot of cars to run, Rick. You know, it's only half of the field, just over half of them. There's 13 cars that run.
We just passed the halfway point of time.
Casey Kane, not the run they were looking for. Slowest of the cars that have gone. Here comes the Menard, the car that was fastest in practice. We wondered if he could back it up.
He is right now. Lost a little bit of speed there through the turn. Trying to hang on.
Right on the bottom in turn 3, entered it low. Got it right on the bottom. It's a good lap.
Lost a little bit of speed exiting 3, it looked like. But still, 3rd quickest for Paul Menard.
And that should easily put that 27 car into the 3rd round.
Remember the mission. It's all about advancing. You don't have to be first right now. You just have to be in that top 12.
Chase Elliott on track, and he's in the red now. Carl Edwards is on track and tracking in the green. Again, this is all compared to Mark Truex Jr. now. We've run the fastest lap.
And there's some big names. We have Kevin Harvick in 11th, Austin Dillon in 10th, Kyle Busch in 9th, and I'm not sure are going to stay there as we see Chase Elliott jump to 4th. That puts Kevin Harvick on the cut line, and looking at Carl Edwards' lap, I think that's instantly going to be bumped as well. You know, sometimes I get all tongue-tied, Rick. That's when you're supposed to help me.
I'm here to help you. Most of the time, you can just stop. And as Ryan Blaney crossed the start-finish line, he was 13th, so just outside of that cut line, but he was faster than Kevin Harvick. Austin Dillon is now on the cut line.
We still have a lot of good cars to go. We have cars that have waited, decided they're going to wait, let this track get as cool as it possibly can get with the cloud cover. They know that they're probably only going to get one run anyway, so wait as long as you can. And these are cars that probably don't feel like they have a chance to sit on the pole. Their goal is to improve their qualifying position the best they can, because the disadvantage of waiting is that your tires are going to be hotter when you go into Q3. So that's a disadvantage, but if you can wait and let these clouds cool the racetrack down, it'll give you the best chance of moving to Q3.
That cloud cover covering most of the track now as Casey Mears is on the clock, or coming to the clock now, coming to the green.
I love this qualifying format. It puts strategy in play as opposed to just having a draw when you go out and qualify. You can decide when you want to go. You have strategy, speed matters. I really enjoy watching this. It's fun, it's competitive. So much better than the old format.
Casey Mears green on entry always concerns me that it's going to go the wrong way on exit.
And if it goes the wrong way on exit here, Steve, it's long straightaways and it goes wrong bad.
So superstition, Jeff. I want to, as we're looking at this, green is good on the scoring chart, but why is green not good on a race car?
I don't know. That Buddy Perry told me that years ago. I don't know if it's true or not. He told me, so I went with it.
And right now, green looking good for Casey Mears. All 4 drivers are ahead of what Austin Dillon has put up as far as a number, as we're under 2 minutes to go in this second round.
And if you're the Busch brothers in 10th and 11th, all these green lap times have got to be making you nervous.
Yeah. And Mears just slows down as he comes to the finish line. Wasn't able to break into the top 12. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. does. That means Kurt Busch and Kyle Busch now just above the cut line. Kenseth in the green by 2/10 of a second. Allmendinger as well. A 1/10 of a second for A.J. Allmendinger.
Matt Kenseth the 4th.
Big lap.
Yeah, big lap. He was 24th fastest in practice, so huge improvement for that team.
And you couldn't think of a team that needs a good run more than this 47 to streak of Brad Luck. Gives some frustration. A.J. Allmendinger up to 11th.
How much time, though, does it take to get around? Because right now I'm seeing the 18 of Kyle Busch still sitting on pit road, and he might not have enough time to get all the way back around to get back out on the track to get into the top 12.
He should leave here in about 6 seconds, 52, 53 seconds. He could probably make it around. As you see Jeff Gordon fighting that steering wheel in the race car.
I like the strategy of Jeff Gordon and his team, waiting as long as they could, let this racetrack cool off. I'm not sure anybody else is going to get out in time.
Yeah.
But Jeff Gordon with a good lap.
No, Kyle Busch is definitely not going to make it with 41 seconds left. He's going to be a non-issue in this, but the 88, he's going to be an issue in the green currently. Lost the time across the tunnel.
Yeah, got tight off the tunnel. Used a lot of racetrack. Can he make it up? Can he make 2.5 tenths up in turn 3? He's putting effort into it. A lot of wheel movement. Going the wrong way. Not going to do it.
Austin Dillon, Kevin Harvick, Jimmy Johnson, all in the green. Will they be far enough in the green that they will be able to advance? Jamie McMurray also in the green. 7 seconds, 6 seconds, 5 seconds remaining.
So you have to start your lap by now. So everyone that's on a lap, these laps are going to count. So right here, this lap of Dillon's going to count.
Austin Dillon goes 9th quickest. That puts A.J. Allmendinger now on the cut line.
Harvick and Johnson not fast enough. They're going to be 16th and 21st respectively.
Stenhouse Jr. gets knocked out. Austin Dillon looks like he will be the only one that will improve his time on that last run and be able to get into the top 12.
And Kurt Busch tried to start a lap, but he didn't have enough time, although Ryan Newman is still trying to finish his lap.
And Newman does get into the top 12. That moves Allmendinger out of the top 12.
Good job, bud.
Newman in the green and 7th quickest in round 2. So the top 12 are now advancing to round number 3. Martin Truex Jr. was fastest in round 2. And incredible memories for Martin Truex Jr. at this racetrack. He was able to win and get into the chase a year ago. A very emotional win for he and Sherry. The celebration in Victory Lane will be remembered forever. How will he do in round 3? That's coming up next.